Okay, so here we are. This is the gameplay video for the Templar tank that I did a while ago. Well, not too long ago. That fun build with Twiceborn Star, Symphony of Blades, and Almalexia's Mercy or Battalion Defender on. And that's exactly what I'm running in here as well. So you're not getting any game sound because we were talking in the chat, so I put some smooth music here. And there you can see it. My health drops quite a bit here. That's when I realize I am wearing a healer's helmet, Symphony of Blades, and I need my rune to get my resistances. So I took it a little bit too easy there, but right in the first ad pool I realized I'm actually gonna have to do some proper tanking here and can't just rush through it. Okay, so as you've noticed, I've sped up a little bit of that because we had some DCs and the whole run through took over half an hour, so I wanted to shorten it down a little bit. But most of the ad pools and bosses I've just left at normal speed so you can actually see the build in action. There's a couple more things. I just taunt everything since I didn't run Silver Leash on that run, and there's no real CC ability. I just try to far taunt everything within a rage, and then put my AoE heal down, the cleansing ritual, and put my rune down to get my resistances, and then just stand in it and block. And if you're running Battalion Defender, that's something you want to do, even if you don't necessarily have to, because tanks don't really have to always block. Usually it's enough if they block heavy attacks, but since Battalion Defender procs when you block, you want to do that if you're running that set. So even if it's like little ads, you just want to block anyway. So you take some damage and then you can heal yourself or an ally who needs it. Alright, trying to range taunt everything again, throwing a spear down, putting the ritual and the rune down, and then blocking. Now for the first bosses here, the usual way to go about it is to taunt the one with the sword and the board and far taunt the middle one. So that's what I'm doing here. And she keeps on rushing back, but as long as she's taunted, she'll come back to you. So don't worry about it. If she does that quick charge towards the other people, it's just gonna hit someone, but it's usually not too much damage. And you can see all the green numbers there on my screen, all the healing going on. As long as my rune and my ritual are down and I'm blocking. There's a lot of healing. That was a 3 DPS run, by the way. None of these guys is a healer. It's just me as a tank and 3 damage dealers. So as you can see, my health is dropping quite a bit sometimes, but it gets back up pretty fast. So you just gotta get used to that and trust in the healing. That you do yourself, obviously. Alright, Moving on, there's a couple little trash pools, just some wolves, and then later on you get these big lurchers. There's one coming in from behind. But if you look in the left right corner, nobody's really losing a lot of health. And if they do, they get the heals, which is good. Okay, got 2 of them here. Put ritual down, put rune down. And for the next boss, or actually I thought it was the next one, but it's the one after the next one. I did slot Vigor on the front bar instead of Honor the Dead. Because there's a lot of fire damage going around and a lot of archers shooting at me. So that's where I went a bit selfish with my burst heal. But we did it all right anyway. And you can see all the green numbers popping up above my, like on my side or above my teammates' heads. Yeah, I'm taunting the little ads in. And the green numbers obviously is the healing. So I got ritual down, I got my shield up. I'm blocking. And there's a lot of green numbers popping up, healing people. Okay, next boss. We didn't play the mechanics on this one because the DPS was quite strong, so we burnt them. Usually you'd have to pick up the synergies that the lurchers leave behind and carry them to the outside colored circles, but for this we decided to just burn them, and I would just taunt all the lurchers that are coming in. And you can see all these nice green numbers popping up, healing everybody up. So this is veteran, right? There's a lot of damage going on. And it might not seem like much, 1,700, 2,000, but it procs a lot because there's a lot of healing going on. From Battalion Defender or Almalexia's Mercy, or from your Cleansing Ritual. Or from Repentance, obviously, as well. Okay, so this is the big lurchers that hit the ground and then everybody has to block. You can't out-heal that, even on a healer, I think. Alright, someone didn't block the big smash. But as I said, you can't out-heal that, unfortunately. So, just sped that up a little bit. There's the next lurcher. Just taunted. This one didn't want to turn around even though it was taunted. So I didn't really get any attacks that I could block, so there was not a lot of healing going on there. Alright, so here. The Wisp Mother. And then this boss. This boss was quite hard, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the most experienced Templar tank. I made the build and I ran a couple of veteran dungeons and trials with it. But there's a lot of damage coming in from this one. I did not die. So, I don't think many of my team members died either. But it's hard. I mean, you can see the healing numbers. The green numbers proccing. but there's so much fire going on that I had to use a vigor a lot, and trying to far taunt in the rangers here, or are they called rangers? Trying to far taunt the archers anyway. Alright, I'm going back to the boss now because someone else got the res. Putting the blockade down. And then putting ritual and the rune down again. And even pop the barrier there because there's just a lot of damage going on in this fight. So you see a lot of green funky numbers healing everybody again. I'm trying to range taunt the archers so they don't shoot my teammates. And trying to get out of the flames because flames and lightning and boss is a bit much. Worked out fine in the end though. So I'm speeding this up a little bit because it's pretty much just trying to stay alive, do damage on the boss and kill the archers on the outside. Which is what we did. And then you can see a lot of healing going on. I think this is barrier again and the ritual is on the ground. So it does work. I mean, sure, DPS also have probably a bit of a self-heal equipped. But if it works in Veteran March of Sacrifices, it's probably working in most dungeons. Trials, sure, you can run trials with it. But it's very rare that you don't have two dedicated healers in trials. So for trials, I'd probably just put Eben or Yolnacrin on, and then whatever you have at hand for the weapons. Thorax Pact, Leeching, Alkosh, whatever you got. Or even a Kaviri Dragon Guard for a bit more ultimate, so you can pump out more Warhorns or barriers if it's a trial with a lot of damage. Now this boss is quite a pain in the ass because you always have to crouch and then chase the wisp around for a bit until it reappears. And this boss also does a lot of damage. I might have underestimated that a little bit in the beginning. But after he does his AoE, he does that one big hit that always gets your health down almost to 50% or so. And I thought this would have been a little bit easier, so I didn't put up the rune and had my resistances at 20k. So what I'm trying to say is always put your rune down underneath you, and even if you step out of it, you still get a lot of resistances. So I'm running there, someone already bashed him. Putting the ritual down, and putting the rune down, and popping my shield too, because that big hit in the end there always gets your health down quite a bit. Alright, interrupting the boss, putting the blockade down, ritual down. Decided to roll dodge that one. Popping vigor, my shield, the rune. The whole arsenal pretty much. And then for the last one, interrupting the boss again. I just quickly ran over there to give these guys a barrier because we got close to execute. And then put ritual down and rune and everything, shield on. The shield is very nice, by the way. It even gets stronger with each enemy that hits you. So that's something I really enjoyed about the Templar tank. The shield looks awesome and it's very, very strong. Okay, almost there. Just a couple more ads here. I think there's like 2 werewolves, some archers. Just trying to taunt everything. And you can bring things together even though you're not running Silver Leash or you don't have a great CC ability. If you just look for the one ad that won't move, like that mage there or an archer, and then taunt the others and run towards him so they all group up on the one that's not moving. But that's just basic tanking really, that's not like not something Templar specific. Though I guess it is, and if you look at it that way, that's your only way of really grouping things up. But as you can see, it works quite nice. There might be one ad standing on the outside somewhere, but that's not the problem really. As long as you can get them, most of them grouped up, and you got them taunted. Okay, final boss fight. They're all ready. This was actually easier than the boss with the flames or the Indrik one. The only thing that was hard about this one is that it moves quite a lot, so putting the healing ritual and the runes down was oftentimes misplaced as everybody runs off to separate islands. But as long as they can take care of themselves, that's fine. Alright. Now that hunt phase was over, as you can see, the shield and the self heals work really well. Kind of just chasing the boss around here, trying to put blockade down the rune and the ritual and everything. Then we got into another hunt phase. It was again at the back there. Pop the barrier here for the big smash. And put the shield on for the big breath. Alright, there we lost somebody because they were marked and the werewolf was chasing them and they didn't know the mechanic that you had to lead it to the trap, but that's okay. A lot of poison going down. Them trying to turn him away so the breath doesn't hit my teammates. Popping a barrier because they were trying to res. And we go into another hunt phase. Either way, I think you got the gist of this build now. It does work quite well as long as you remember to block for Battalion Defender to proc to keep your rune up, because those resistances are worth gold, and to utilize your skills the way I explained them in the video. And there we go. That's that. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.